Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedic, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, On Fire Athletes, platform powered by Gamecoin. All right, y'all, good morning. Hope everybody's day is off to an awesome start. Pretty newsy start to the week if you missed it. I was dropping off Drew when I got a phone call that William Tate was resigning yesterday as president of LSU. So we had that story up at LouisianaSports.net, and then a short time later, we learned that he was taking the job at Rutgers. So make no mistake, that wasn't a, hey, Rutgers pursued him, and so he left LSU. That was a, he was told, go find a job, and so he left. That's like when Gary Croton left LSU as the offensive coordinator, become the offensive coordinator of Maryland. Right. And I don't know who the permanent replacement will be. I heard a couple names, but mostly I think for everybody who cares here, it's how does it affect sports? And what I would hope is you have better alignment. It's a word, it's a buzzword. I know that Scott Woodward and Brian Kelly have used a lot, but it's true. I mean, you want governor, university administration, athletic administration, head coach, you want alignment. You know everybody pulling in the same direction. If you do that, then all of your resources can be pooled to make sure that it's you're running at your most efficient and highest value. So I don't think you had that with President Tate. Every interaction I ever had with him, he was a nice man, dramatically different from F. King Alexander, who was just I think William Tate was a nice man. I don't think that was the case with King. So anyway, William Tate's out, and it looks like Beth Torina is going to return. I know Jacques Doucet tweeted it, and I can tell you, I did have a very long conversation yesterday with someone, let's say, very familiar with the decision making, and the sentiment that I gathered was that LSU had no interest in paying $1.5 million buyout for the softball coach. That's kind of what it comes down to. In an era of revenue share, and they're looking for new revenue streams and where they can cut expenses, spending $1.5 million to buy out Beth Torina and her staff was not something that I think was very interesting. For what it's worth, Beth makes $400,000 a year, and her contract runs through 28. So she's got 3 more years. So that would be $1.2 million. There are some incentives and escalators, like retention bonuses and things like that, that would have bumped it higher than, of course, her staff. So all told, it would have been closer to about $1.5 million to buy out Beth and her staff. But and I don't want to say even get the sense. I was told there's not an appetite to spend that. So softball doesn't necessarily have the big giant boosters that are going to write 7-figure checks to buyout coaches. So, and you go to softball games, you see it. It's like it's family atmosphere. It's not the rabid like football crowd. So, I mean, you were in a very similar situation with basketball this year, where you had that decision to make, like, were you going to spend that much money to buy out Matt McMahon and his staff, or would you rather take that money and invest it into the roster? Well, they invested in the roster, paid off. I mean, you were able to go in the portal and attract some really good talent. Now let's see if they can win with it. So that's where the onus comes back onto the coach. But anyway, that's where we are. All right, please smash the like button if you would, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post, say some good mornings here. Hey, Jacob, good morning. We all know who the president for LSU is going to be. Omar. He's going to Omar for president. Print the shirts. Brian Penn, good morning from Miami. All right, Brian. Bienvenido a Miami. Brad David, good morning. Thomas, what up? Ryan. God dog it. Thank you. And I did it for Locked On, too. Should be better now. Thank you. So whenever I unplug this thing and plug it back in, the default setting is the computer mic. So like I brought this setup with me yesterday to work because I had to record locked on at work. So I brought my laptop. So when I got home last night, I plugged it back in and I forgot because it automatically goes back to the default setting of the computer mic. So I have to go manually change it to this mic. So if you listen to Locked On from last night, which published this morning, it's going to be that mic. So my apologies for that. But thank you, Ryan, for the heads up. Thank you. Hey, Christian, what's up? That is true. Oh, can y'all hear that? It's loud. Is that Ryan Clark and RG3? What happened with Ryan Clark and RG3? What did he... After watching... Robert Griffin. So Griffin said Caitlin Clark. She doesn't like Caitlin. I know what hatred looks like. Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. Not some basketball rivalry hate either. Ryan Clark, RG3 hate sees it. All right, I'm going to get deeper in that later. Anyway. I haven't seen that whole thing. I'll check it out later. Matthew Vincent, I like to see Scott Woodward as the next president of LSU. What do you think, Matt? Not going to happen. I think when Scott came here, for number one, I don't think he's going to be the athletic director for like 20 years. I don't think he's very long for that. I think that was never his ambition when he came back. And I do think he would prefer to be in university administration as opposed to athletic administration. But I don't think Scott will be I do not think Scott Woodward is going to be the AD for like 20 years. However, remember, the governor appoints the university president, who is then approved by the board of supervisors, and the board members are appointed by the governor. So, they term limit, right? And so when they roll off, they term limit off, then the governor appoints board members. So Jeff Landry, I believe, has appointed 3 new board members. So it's either a split or he has the majority by like 1. So whatever he wants will get rubber stamped. And in time, it'll be his whole, his board. But sorry, I wrote a different comment. Woodward. Yeah. So remember, the governor will have to appoint the new president, and the governor is not going to appoint Scott Woodward. This is not a red or a blue thing, but Governor Landry obviously is I'm saying I don't care. Governor Landry is a Republican. Scott Woodward leans a little left politically. That's just not going to happen. So, I guess it could. I don't foresee that happening. I know they have butt heads a lot on spending and different things. That's not the decision I think that Jeff Landry is going to make. Hunter, hey Matt, got my new Shuck jersey in the mail. Okay. Morning, Matt. Mike's funky AF should be good now. Morning, Matt. You got it. Okay, should be good now. Hey, Kelly Gross. Good morning. Let's see. Thomas, good morning. Hope Emma loses this morning. Shelby, in fact, the governor has to be on an alignment equation is laughable. Not really, because the governor appoints the president of the university. It's still a public university. So the governor appoints the president, and you want that alignment from because you don't have it right now, because John Bell Edwards is the one who appointed William Tate. And so the university president was not appointed by this governor. And it is a public institution that the university receives state funds. So you need state funding from the legislature. You need the support of the governor so that they are aligned in this. So it actually does make sense. Not for athletics, but you would like to have that all the way down, where you do have uniformity and alignment with athletics all the way down. Quentin, agree on your Tate, move the university forward. Dale, Matt, you have my full support if Jeff Landry points to the next president. Yeah, I'm not really interested in that, Dale. That doesn't seem like a great gig. Leon, I met President Tate, great guy, big loss in my opinion. I think he's a nice guy. I don't think it's a big loss for the university. I don't think, sometimes like the initiatives that may work at one university may not work at another. And I think sometimes and oftentimes President Tate was focused maybe on, I don't want to say the wrong things, because I think there's things that could mean a lot to him. But it was very clear that he and the governor did not see eye to eye, and that just created an atmosphere where you're just not going to be very productive in pushing the university forward. So I actually don't think it's a big loss. I think it's probably it's not that he's a bad administrator. It's just that it didn't work here. And so I think there'll probably be better choices. Hey, Austin, good morning. From the Kidder family and our new dog named Charlie. All right. Shout out, Charlie. Good morning. Hope y'all get to sleep. I don't know, man. If it's a puppy. What are the odds you have Derek Curry for his junior year? Don't give me the Loomis style answer. I'm pretty sure Derek Curriell. Okay, he will be draft eligible. Who am I? Schmidt. William Schmidt is not draft eligible. That's what I was thinking of. Curriell is a draft eligible sophomore. More than likely, Curriell will be gone, especially if he develops a little bit of a power stroke in the offseason. But I'd say the same thing about Jared Jones. I mean, Jones didn't really do himself any favors coming back this year for his junior season. He was a draft eligible sophomore last year. So Jones really didn't do him any favors coming back, because we've talked about Jones enough. He just, Jared Jones is a power hitting first baseman. That's all he's going to be. He's not going to play a position otherwise at the next level. He's just going to be a guy that stands on first and clubs homers. And it doesn't matter if you're a good defensive first baseman. I told you that for years about Trey Morgan. By the way, I'm not sure if you know, but Trey Morgan's playing left field in Durham right now. So there's a ceilings, and this is the same thing with Ethan Fry, by the way. I think Ethan Fry comes back next year and plays first base for you, because it's not really going to do him any good sign or go. He's capped on what he can do. But Curriell, to answer your question, I do think Derek Curriell will sign after next year. Okay, hang on 1 second. Let me go turn off Drew's sound machine, y'all, so we can get this party started. Here you go, Thomas.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish Built. Parish Built. Parish Built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
All right. Where were we? Where were we? Okay. Rex, David, Jason, Dane. Good morning, Matt. I'm in therapy out on Toledo Bend for my PTBSD, post-T-BOP stress disorder. Is whiskey and wine going to continue? Interesting, Dane. Nobody's asked me about whiskey and wine yet. Dang it. Sorry, we got an issue with OTB. Sorry. Okay, I may have to jump if this becomes an issue. Hey, Deborah, good morning. Jesse, good morning. Sean, good morning. Beth Torina has to be the nicest coach I've ever met. I hope she can get back to OKC. I agree with you. Y'all know I've never hid that, but I'll also tell you honestly my feelings. Professionally, personally, I'd have to separate. And I get all the questions about Beth's job status. Okay. Let's see, Robbie. Morning, Matt. Here in Pulmonary might not return to South Carolina. I've never heard that anybody at South Carolina is interested. I've heard like fan conversation about that. But the thing that Paul told me last week on AFR, which is right, is he got in the mix for that job late. It was slim pickings in the portal, and they just didn't have a very good roster. I mean, that's not scapegoating, that's honesty, and that's something Paul's always been. And it's interesting, people want candor from coaches until they give it and you don't like it, and then it's throwing players under the bus. So what do you want? I mean, if he says candidly Jared Jones hits 20 homers, we don't have 3 guys combined that hit 20 homers. That's fact. If he says they've got 8 guys that throw 95, we don't have anybody that throws, or you tell the last guy, talk about Chase Shores, throws 98. We don't have anybody that throws 98. Well, that's true. Like, he inherited a bad roster, and which is why the coach got fired. And he didn't have a lot of time. Because of when he got hired to go address things in the portal. So it was always going to be a real rough year. I would say look at next year's roster to see if they make a dramatic improvement. That's not uncommon when coaches take over a bad situation. I haven't heard anything like at South Carolina from people there. Fan stuff saying, fine, whatever. Look, we can have a totally different conversation if Paul should have ever taken that job. Like, that's a totally different conversation. Like, I don't think he should have. But it's his decision to make. Okay, speaking of Croton, what did you think of him as a coordinator? He was good in 07, never recovered. Well, he never recovered. Hang on, Drews. No. Okay. Drew's up. He didn't want to come say hi to Dad's show, though. Croton. Well, what happened was Les Miles went in a cave offensively after 2008 with all the pick sixes. I mean, LSU still threw the ball a ton in 2008. They just threw a bunch of picks, and so Les decided they were never going to lose that way again. So they fired Mallory and Pivotal, brought in John Chavis, and then offensively went into a cave and just decided they were going to run the ball and play defense. So that's what happened to Croton. Patrick, good morning. Interesting news with Tate leaving for Rutgers, but got to move forward. Conference finals for NBA start today. Excited about that, too. How about the Knicks in the conference finals for the first time in 25 years? Prods up. Club, what's going on, man? Austin, wish my company paid me $400K a year to lose money. I've asked that question before, Austin, about why the non-revenue sports pay what they do for coaches. And listen, I get it when you have a loss leader like women's basketball. Women's basketball loses $8 million a year, which is astonishing. But you also get immeasurable value in the brand recognition and awareness of Kim Mulkey and Flau'jae and Angel Reese and winning a championship and being on SportsCenter and all that's like all the stuff that goes along with it. Yes, you're losing $8 million on your ledger, but what are you gaining in awareness, brand recognition, all that sort of stuff, which in some respects is immeasurable. Like, how do you measure all of the impressions you get on social, the awareness you get? What does that mean for applications to the university, donations, fund, all that sort of stuff? So it makes a lot of sense for something like women's basketball. Doesn't necessarily make sense Okay. Tiger Poppy, good morning. I'll go listen to the full thing. Matt, love the rant about the clown Mickey Loomis. What a joke of a GM he is. Please fire him, Gail Benson. She's not going to fire him, fortunately. Gregory and Nick Saban. Brett DeGrow, what's going on? Justin, what's going on? Seth, good morning. Guy, good morning. Let's make it a good one. Scone for president. When are the Scone for president shirts coming? T-Bob for LSU president. Make LSU drink again. Did we ever stop? Miracle, what are the chances LSU baseball hosts a regional? 100%. I mean, they will absolutely host a regional. The question is, will it be a top 8 seed for a super, which I think they've locked up as well. And a new bourbon in your selection? I don't know. I haven't gotten a new whiskey in a while. I'll tell you, the last one I was given was so I haven't opened it yet. But so shout out the Down Syndrome Awareness Group did a barrel with Sugarfield Spirits locally, and so pretty cool. So 321, obviously, Trisomy 21, Down Syndrome Awareness Group. So this is their single barrel that they did with Sugarfield. So they gave me a bottle for emceeing the Buddy One. So that's I haven't opened it yet, but that's the most recent one I think I've gotten. Good is sweet. You want to come say hi?
Dad.
Oh my goodness, come say hi to Dad's show.
Go this way.
Okay, good this way. Oh, my boy. Oh, did you hurt your knee?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You want to say hi?
Yeah.
Say hi.
I touch. Oh.
That's a big stretch.
Yes.
Don't hurt your knee again. Watch
Yes.
yourself. Okay.
Let's go like this.
Let's go like this. Okay. Lenny Moss, what's up, man? These MS graphics come along. Appreciate it, dude. Yeah, you're talking about all the where you been, by the way, Lenny? We've Erica made the background. I don't know, it's probably been about a year, I think. Since Erica made all those. And I had gotten into the habit too of making daily thumbnails on YouTube, but I got out of that habit too. So, anyway. Hey Ray, Charlie, Tyga, does Jones slip over to third every now and again? No. It's good this way. I see what you're saying, but he's not gonna play a position. I mean, he'll play first base, but that's it. Hey Dad, good morning. James Tyrone, Nashville, Scone. Now there's a throwback. Good to see you there, man. Hope all is well with you and the fam. Good is sweet. All right, it's 7:45. Morning, Max. I have to see what say about recruiting news today. Hopefully it's a good one today. Talk about Bo Bentley, some other good stuff as we're getting close to camp season. Chuck, what's going on? Abner, good morning. Yesterday during AFR, the internet was funky. What do you mean? Good is sweet. Any news on former players come back to watch regional? Well, no, because they're in the middle of their seasons, man. They're not coming. It's not like when football players maybe have their bye week and some might come back to town. Baseball, the baseball guys are off playing their seasons. They're not making it back. Okay, I gotta go. Y'all have an awesome day. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Sponsors linked in the description on YouTube, tagged on Facebook. Locked on LSU is live.